Hello everyone, just a quick stop. I want us to talk about children, role of their own fathers in their life or a father figure in their lives, and how it affects or impacts their upbringing. The society is built from people who were once children like us. We were one-time children, and right now we are adults making decisions for people that don't even know the guarantee of their tomorrow. And most of the times it is our place as fathers, as guardians, as people assuming to play this fatherly figure in children's life, to actually do our possible best to make sure that this kid or our kids get the best of knowledge, wisdom, which can help impact and change their lives even when we are no more there to actually monitor them, or when they are in full control of their own existence. Have you ever seen a child without a father and how they behave? Children without fatherly love, without a father figure in their lives, there are a lot of things they will not understand. So what am I saying this? I'm trying to say this. I want people to actually be conscious of the role they play in the life of these kids or young people trying to look up to them. Yes, our today determines our tomorrow, and how we carry these kids determine how they are going to move tomorrow when we drop them. I want to talk about communication. Most of us don't know how to communicate to children. We don't know how to communicate to kids. Most of the times we take our frustration and we pour it on children, and it tends to be their reality in life. It tends to affect them negatively, even though sometimes we were doing what we were doing thinking is to actually build them. No matter what you go through, never let it affect your own children or any child that you assume to be a father in their lives, because it becomes a stigma. They go around with it feeling like that is how life should be, especially for the male children, right? A father is always a role model to his male children, and sometimes the females, because we have girls that look up to their dad a lot, and that is very fine. But what I'm saying in effect is, never you try to bring a child up in a way that you would not like to see that child turn out to be. So we should really be conscious on how we mentally educate and groom these children. Information that you don't want the kids to get, to lay hands on, you need to keep it away from them. The energy that we demonstrate around children, sometimes it should be the energy that we want to see that these children, they grow with and become who we want them to be. All right? I'm talking about a toxic atmosphere. Most of these kids, they grow into tyrants because of the parents they had. Most of these kids, they grow to turn out to be what we cannot explain because of the kind of fathers they had in their lives. And sometimes the absence of fatherhood also influences the child's behavior. If you are a man and you have a child, you should do your best to see how you become the best influence or role model to that child. Like we say, the blessing of every father is to see that the child become the better version of him. But most of the time we take our frustrations in life, we take how we feel like life needs to be, that is the wrong code and the wrong principles. We want to implement it on children, or we don't sometimes directly implement it on them, but we try to see how we can, act or behave around them. And all this, they take it to be like that is how life needs to be. Like a father who has never sat his children down or his child down to talk with the child, they should have a mutual, calm understanding conversation, that child will never feel like that is the best way to actually approach life or some situations. Yes, but if a father is never available, and when the father shows up, it becomes a talk of war, that child will never feel like it is normal to have. When that child, encounter a conversation that somebody is trying to have, it quietly and calm with them, with comprehension, they will be defensive because they are not used to with such approach. So if you are a man, you are trying to be a dad or a father, you need to be able to see that you sit your children down, you talk with them, you discuss with them, no matter how little they are. They listen, they understand, they feel you, and that is how you're telling them that when there is problem, this is how you solve it. When there is tension, this is how you stay calm. You need to be stoic like this. You need to have understanding like this. You need to talk to women like this, because look at how I speak with your mother. And all this conversation and lifestyle, it influences the child's proper thinking and how he sees life. So brother, if you really want to have the best version of yourself in your child, you need to start working it when they are still infant, when they are still babies, when they don't really understand a lot of things, because they grow up and they tend to emulate what they are used to with, what they've been wired with. We have toxic parents today because of how their fathers treated them. We have people who cannot actually have a conversation with you because they have never grown to an environment that they have a father that is sit and they hear the man speak and solve problems normally. So they grow up magneting their own forces and energy, choosing to see that this is the best way to go about resolving, discord or conflict or dispute. By the end of the day, it tends to destroy them, right? So what am I saying in effect? If you are a man and you have someone that you can call a child or a son, or someone that you are playing the father, figure in their lives, you really want to sit sometimes, put them down, talk with them, make them understand that life is like this, it's like that, it has its ups and downs, and make them understand things realistically. Don't let them understand things from distance. Sometimes they grow to behave with what they see, but also we want them to be accompanied with what they hear. And what they hear, some of those things should be what you tell them. As a man out there, you may be watching this, I want you to ask yourself, when was the last time you sat your son down or your children down or your family down to have a quiet, matured, meaningful, comprehensive conversation without rage, without busting out, just trying to school them? Tell your kids, this is how life is, this is how things are. If you grow up, this is how you should actually operate. You're not trying to tell them how you want them to be, but trust me, what you having with them at that moment will help shape them when they start making decisions on their own or when they are on their own. So please, never you feel like, oh, okay, for the fact that I donated the baby should go and become. No, we as fathers, as men who really want to see the best coming out of our kids and children, we definitely want to see how we partake in nurturing them, in wiring them, making them understand that this is how things to actually, operate or function. This is the system. And so why don't you build a system that is going to be beneficial for the kids, and tell them, hey boy, this is what I am putting together, and this is how I did before this became this. Yes, this is how I solve problems, this is how I solve conflict, this is how we talk. You need to tell your kids, you don't need to talk like this. If you want this, you need to do like this so that you can get this. Most at times, children get incarcerated because of the fact that they lack someone to talk to them or tell them one or two that could definitely help shape them and make them have what they actually need. So I just want us as men, as fathers, potential fathers, to actually see that we create impact into these kids, their life. We try to see that they become the best version that we desire. And for us to actually acquire this, we need to be very intentional about it. Yes, we really want to be intentional about this, all right? Because you might not really like what you will see tomorrow because of your lack of concern to make them become who you wanted them to be. Yes. So please, let us really see how we can actually work hard to build men that we, on our own part, can definitely be proud of. Yes, because I don't want to have no child that I can be proud of. No, that's why I'll sit and talk to my kid. I want you guys to do this how life is. I'm not trying to impose. I want you to have control over things, but I need to tell you that this is how you put A and B together to have this. This is how you put 1 and 2 together to have 3. I want to be there to tell you this. So most men, they donate, they leave. You need to be present so that you can give that proper mentorship. Because every father should be a teacher. But most of us, we are so busy with our lives that we don't even care about our children. So please, I want us to really be intentional how we go about our kids or anybody you're trying to be a father to, so that they can have the best version of themselves and you'll be proud at the end of the day. We are who we create. Yes. So the best thing for us to do is for us to move with intention and see that we create a system that our kids are going to be better people tomorrow because of what we implanted in them. Thank you so much for watching, brother. If you like this, you can definitely subscribe, follow, and stay connected, because we are here to build men up. We are here to build fathers up. We are here to build a society or a community whereby everybody is going to, and they are going to have what it takes to make this place a better place. And it starts with us. It starts with us as parents. Thank you for watching.